What's that guy's channel? Small, deep chat, small.
He wrote that shit down very well. I saw the video, and we kind of discussed the video briefly. I feel like in a group chat, and he like, man, you, and I can say it, and I called Sharp. And forgot to tell him, hey, call Adam. But you were like, man, I hope Sharp don't be believing these bitch ass narratives. It's so many words. I swear to God, you like this type of shit is fucking Sharp up and making me more distant from No Jumper. 100%. It's not how I feel.
Because there's a few narratives in that video, and hey, I'm grown up and mature enough and used to being in the spotlight enough that I can watch a 30-minute video, have it mostly be true, see a couple of narratives they're putting out about me that I don't agree with, like for instance the idea that I like planted AJ to go at Sharp. Yeah. Right. It's not true, but whatever. They're having fun. They're making a video. I'm not gonna freak out about that. He freaks out and gets the whole fucking video taken down. Almost destroys this guy's channel. That guy took down like all his other videos just to.
Watching this live No Jumper. They trying to come at Sharp saying he a whole ass nigga. He ain't no pimp. All type of shit.
Do this, I'm like, oh yeah, put me in a tight spot. Fuck it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm not tripping because he is old man, and everybody knows once that courage get to going. Because you told me that sober. You probably hit the cut, drunk one bottle, smoked some weed, seen the comments you didn't like, started your life right then and there. I think because it's like, go ahead.
I feel like he warranted in a lot of his opinions. You feel me? I feel like your opinion was warranted until you threw this nigga wife. Yeah, once you did that, it's like I already know how Adam feel about that kind of shit. You feel me? And when they come to when the niggas working in here and doing, I was like, now you lost. But you want to know what? Probably still had leg wound. I lost the job at that moment. You want to know something though? It's like I'm at that food fest, right? And I go to the Reddit and I'm not even watching the clips. I'm just looking at the titles to try to get an idea of what this person was texting me is talking about. And I see something like Sharp says Adam's girl has no respect for him. Blah 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 blah. And I'm just immediately like, I told you, I'm saying my bitch don't got respect for me over what? I'm pissed. Then when I actually see the clip, I'm like, oh, he's saying that my girl doesn't have respect for him, right? For Sharp, right? And then I already clarified all of this on the story or whatever. But like one thing I heard Sharp say that like really just confounded me and blew my fucking mind is that he said, of course you talk to your girl about me when you go home. You talk to your girl about things that are bothering you and that you need to get off your chest. And I'm like, holy shit. All of a sudden, he knows how a regular relationship works. He has no concept of the fact that I don't just talk about content 24/7. That we're doing content, and then I go home,
and I talk about my kid. I talk about why the yard is fucked up. I talk about like what we're getting worked on with the driveway or whatever. Like I have a fucking normal life in addition to this content. And I realized in that moment for him, this is everything. And he actually, now that I think of it, he's kind of basically told me that. Like, he's like, you know, I'm out here. I don't have a wife. I don't have a kid out here or whatever. It's like I'm solely focused on the content, which to me, it doesn't really look like that when you look at the interviews that he's been doing or whatever. But the idea that he thinks I'm lying when I say that I don't talk to my wife about whatever's going on with Shark, because also, let's be real, there's almost nothing going on with Shark. Like on this channel, like for the last year, like I never told her about the pictures of Drake up in the bathroom. Who the fuck cares? I might have given her like some light information about the damn homie situation, because I'm gonna be real. The girls who work for Plug Talk and stuff, like that was so big that they found out about it, and I think they mentioned it to her. But for the most part, all kinds of stuff. I could be into it with any of you guys crazy, and I don't go home and be like, oh, let's talk about this, because guess what? When I get home, if it's 9 p.m. and she's going to bed at 11 p.m., do I really want to spend the last 2 hours of my day talking about the shit that I already talked about a bunch at work, that I already read about on the Reddit? I don't want to do that. And she doesn't really care. And it's going to kind of stress her out, because she's just going to realize more and more, like, oh, you hang out with a bunch of fucking crazy people all day.
It's just weird because like Lena's like a super nice person. Like if you meet like she's just super kind and super polite, and
she's always big to me.
Always big.
And she likes all you guys. She used this savage as an example. When we were talking about the Shark thing, she goes, even Bricc is super nice to the girls. Like he's just nice to them, so I fuck with Bricc.
Right.
And even if there's like some little shady shit with him or some weird shit that she's like, oh my god, that's crazy. That one story you told me about Bricc that time was kind of scary. Well, it's just, she's as simple as he's really nice to me and he's really nice to the girls. Boom, we're cool. I like that.
And one time, I could see that she was shaken up by, I think it was right after the situation, and I had banged on the back door, but I was playing, but I didn't know she was right there. And I walked in, and she was like, what's going on? I mean, you doing crazy shit. Like, she said something, and I'm like, sis, I'm always on your side. Don't worry about it. That energy, I never go like
towards you.
That's to build a force field.
To protect, if anything.
Don't worry about it.
No, and it's just funny because for her to have, like, you know, I know that Lena must have known that me and you were at odds at a certain point.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that was a different era. That was a lot to talk about back then.
No, but the fact that is, like, even after that, when I came back to No Jumper, like, I never felt any energy from her that, like, she had any animosity towards me in any capacity. And
she's just not interested in beefing with anybody. And even with the Shark thing, like, she's around him face to face, and all he could say is that he felt a little bit of a vibe that she didn't like him. She didn't say anything mean to him, nothing rude, whatever. She just doesn't get down like this. She's just like, she's not into like politicking with people and having a bunch of beef going on.
To be fair though, maybe because she is like a noticeably, like we said, nice person, maybe her energy towards him was when she's
less nice.
Yeah. So because
not me, but less nice.
Exactly. So if I saw her right now and she wasn't the same energy, I might in my head be like, damn, like what's up with Lena? You feel me? So and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And some girl,
since when have Armenians been nice?
Never.
That's her reputation. She's a very nice one. Yeah, she's super nice. She's one of the Mexican nice. Yeah. Nice.
No, Armenian women are like each other.
The men are crazy. Definitely assholes. So she was a young torta. She was a falafel ball. She didn't really like discover her attractiveness until she got older, which is I always tell her. I mean, that's why you're so nice. I'm like, girls who are hot from like a young age end up being the biggest cunts. Yeah. You discovered that you could be considered attractive later on in your life.
I said that in my song. I just did a song. I said, bitch, I'm from LA where the flyest bitches buddy. Like, bitch, you bitches got the worst attitudes because y'all look so good as kids that you bum-ass bitches don't know what to do with your life.
We all know the time. Go to MacArthur Park right now. There's some winners. I guarantee you can't continue.
No, but there seems like there was some confusion at a certain point, because even academics was like reacting to part of what I said about Sharp being rude to the Plug Talk girls or whatever. And I think he misinterpreted it.
Yeah,
because we were not talking about the actual porn stars, which granted, we would also like for all the guys here to be respectful of the porn stars, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the two girls who work for Plug Talk, who don't have OnlyFans, have never done porn, don't really give a fuck about the adult industry aside from their involvement with keeping Plug Talk going and everything like that. And there's one girl in particular, it was her first day at the job, and Shark tried to holler at her. It's the middle of the day. It's fucking 1 p.m., 2 p.m. He tries to holler at her. I'm going to assume that she probably already got warned by the other female members of the staff or whatever. If Sharp says something to you, just kind of turn your bar, look at moving, you know? And so he says something. He tries to holler at her. And she says like, hi, how's it going? But then she like walks away or like turns away from him, and all of a sudden she gets treated to the, hey bitch, when I talk to you, you better pay attention. It's like, bro, this is a workplace. You can't just call a girl a bitch. She works alongside you. Like you can't, even you being drunk here in the first place, like this is us being like very lenient. And we talked to her about the alcohol multiple times. But when you on her first date are making one of the fucking girls who works here who's like filling out paperwork and, you know, helping set up stuff, she's doing regular shit. She ain't popping nothing. She's a chill girl that like everybody's around.
I feel like the nicest girl ever.
Exactly. And it's like, and you know, even in that situation, I didn't want to get all on his bumper about it because it makes things awkward. So instead I had somebody else on the team kind of like have to say something to him because I'm trying to avoid like face-to-face confrontations with bro because he's got to do content here and I don't want to like make shit intense between us. And so like at a certain point I kind of realized that like less communication between me and him is probably in the best interest of us working well together because when we like talking to a wall, exactly, we would do meetings and it's like we're talking about like how we can make his content do better, right? And we're suggesting different types of guests, and we're talking about like maybe you doing interviews with Bricc or with other people, like maybe that could like help or whatever. And like in particular, I'm stressing like, hey, we should work on like having a questions list that you can, because like with Vlad, if you were to go work for Vlad, he gives you the questions. He gives you 20 fucking questions, and your basic job is to get through those 20 questions. Obviously, No Jumper is a much more free flowing platform or whatever. But we were telling him like, you know, Remo can help you. Remo can put together really good questions because anybody who's watched Shark's interviews knows one of his primary problems is that he goes off script, he starts preaching about random shit, starts talking about himself like crazy, and that has definitely like made a lot of interviews that probably would have been fucking awesome, like the Sauce Walker one, or like the unreleased Kevin Gates one that didn't come out because he was on some crazy shit, just preaching and yelling about random shit, etc. That was amazing. A lot of stuff like that probably would have gone better, or came out better, or came out at all if he had been willing to like follow a little bit more of a guideline. But instead, what's he do? He sits in the meeting and he talks about Laura drops my shit on random days at random times, so my fans don't know when it's coming out. Which is like, okay, you smoke cigarettes and you swear like crazy in the beginning of the fucking podcast, so sometimes it takes a while for us to get it ready to even get it out. But he's complaining about all shit that I deal with. Like my shit comes out at random times. Random times my interviews drop. It's okay. It doesn't fucking matter. And it pisses me off too because literally the day before he went on this rant, Remo had a phone call with him where he talked to him about how he wanted to like, you know, help get more girls on the podcast or whatever so he can start getting more viral moments. He's talking to Laura about how he wants to drop on Thursdays instead of Saturdays. And then he's so out of control of his own behavior that like that night or the next day, he goes on this crazy ass rant where he basically announces that he quit. Even though he had just done multiple calls like the day before. About,
is Saturday a bad day for videos to drop?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
I think if it's a good video,
needs to be finding reasons.
I feel like if it's a good video, I feel like you do get more traction during the week. But I feel like if it's a good video, you're gonna get. If it's a good interview, they're coming for you.
Yeah, I mean, we dropped the Admiral White show on Sundays. It's probably like our most viewed thing. Dropped on Sundays. Why? Because I talked to Danny Mullen and he told me that like then I went and looked at my own analytics and it's like one of your best times you could drop something is like noon on a Sunday. Saturday is not far off. It's like very close together in terms of like view count, but he's blaming it on everything under the sun. Besides, maybe your content needs to be a little different.
I talk to him straight up the whole time. I'm like, Church, why you not grilling the bitch? I'm the hood, bro. I don't give a fuck about what the fans say, nigga. Hey, find you a bitch you know you're gonna disagree with and chop that bitch, nigga, on camera, nigga. Right. You want the views to go back to what they supposed to be, do what you've been doing.
And he's talking about wanting to advance and he wants to grow and shit like that.
There's no more growth in that area.
Yeah, but how is it growth to do interviews with like random rappers? Like, I don't want to like, you know, diss every interview that he ever did, but he's doing a lot of like, he switched from that to like interviewing kind of random rappers, kind of random. And when he does have a girl on, research about him. There's no intensity. There's no like important point that needs to be made. And at some point, he just went full blown peacemaker.
And no diss to Sharp, but there's not a single person in this office that I would like to see sit down with Flatbush zombies less than Sharp. Yeah. There's no overlap. Like where on the Venn diagram? And I'm not trying to be funny. I mean from the depths of my soul.
I believe you when you say that. Because
I'm just saying like why the fuck do we want to see Sharp with Flatbush? We want to see
As sheriff, it's my job to lock up those who do wrong. And as county prosecutor, I make sure they stay there. We're both supporting Kristen McDonald-Rivet for Congress.
Yeah, just don't wear the jewelry.
The room. And you don't lie to me. What you gonna say? She bought you some breakfast, nigga? Because you didn't get a fee.
I mean, is it safe to say, Bricc, though, that the same can be said?
I'm saying, I seen it 100 times.
how you go from pushing P to drinking it?
He got that written down in his phone.
For sure.
Wait for that.
I'm gonna drop that bar into a song in the near future.
A new definition of the word pimp P.
I might say some shit like that too.
Like as an entertainer, I wouldn't even have paid that shit. Only
a lot of motherfuckers.
And they all got one thing in common. Nigga, you do not live by what come out your mouth in real life. Like you do. But you still a regular person.
I can't say that because I know some niggas who stand on it.
Let me finish. No. I ain't talking. I be involved.
You feel me?
What I'm saying is, when square shit goes on, and these niggas get swept under the rug, and the niggas swear it never goes on. But square shit goes on from time to time.
That's all the time. Not all these niggas. At all.
Because every rule is written. Okay, so at first, so now Sauce Walker still a pimping, but then he didn't went OnlyFans.
A lot of motherfuckers.
You get what I'm saying?
A lot of niggas politic on that though.
But
a lot.
What are your politics when I'm rich?
Money don't make everything. No. Listen.
Go ahead.
We stand on this, nigga. It's not about the means to the end. It's not about the end. It's the means to the end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
The means have to justify the end, not the other way around.
But I'm saying,
the money don't matter how you got that shit.
Both of y'all be entertainer pitch to fuck something for free, and you don't have to respond. Don't respond. Look, I'm just saying, cause you like my brothers. Gotta fuck something for free, fuck.
Well, it could.
And you don't have to.
That was another time.
That's
when
what
you young and
funny to explain it.
Not when you really standing on it.
I haven't
When you
seen
a
it.
kid just getting your feet wet and you stumbling on shit, of course, because you just learning. But as a grown ass man who got trophies and things of this sort, things like that should never go down.
Yeah,
when you a young dumb pimp, you know definitely
Listen to what I'm
got
telling
in this pimp to learn how to pimp.
Yeah. So
But
what I'm
just when
telling
you
is,
just got trophies, that's like saying a nigga who wins Super Bowls and shit and he cheating, putting shit on the glove.
I ain't talking about just him. I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about every pimp that I've ever kicked it with in my entire life. When that bad bitch come around and she don't got the shit and we out of town and we parlaying, you taking her to the room and you gonna lie to me. What you gonna say? She bought you some breakfast, nigga, because you didn't get a fee.
I mean, is it safe to say, Bricc, though, that the same can be said?
How you go from pushing P to drinking it?
He got that written down in his phone.
For sure.
Wait for that.
I'm gonna drop that bar into a song in the near future.
A new definition.
Like as an entertainer, I wouldn't even have paid that shit. I started to say like I wouldn't even have paid all that damn homie shit that much attention.
No, him leaning into it and actually fighting back
Fucked it up.
fan the flames.
They fucked it up.
1,000%.
He had her fucked up when he wasn't saying nothing.
Look.
You feel me? Then all right, we gonna politic on you. We gonna throw you in a circle. But they do because you learn it. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you just get in basketball and you still traveling a little bit, or you still, you know what I'm saying? You still learn it. But when you a pro, when you out.
Over the years, we've seen Sharp go in this different direction. It's almost like this is my main thing with Sharp. He's too easily influenced by the media and the shit that he sees out there. He watches a video from this fucking random ass channel with 4,000 subscribers that basically makes him sound like a clown. And he's so upset about it that he gets on stream and goes on this crazy rant, disrespecting No Jumper and everything. Stuff that he had previously said that he was never going to do. But as a result of the fact that he watches this one fucking video that had 30,000 views, he just gets so out of pocket that he just completely just goes off the deep end. And then at the same time, wait, what were you just saying? Fuck, what is this?
As far as
but I want to say the reason why he stopped doing all these interviews and yelling at all these different girls and stuff is just because he listened to somebody like academics talk about him like he's a one-trick pony. So he stopped doing the thing that made him successful in the first place. This is my thing. Yes, the skill set or the style of content of basically getting in a room with a bunch of chicks and then screaming at them, or even just one chick and screaming at them. Myron from Fetch and Fit has done this over the years. Brian from whatever is doing some version of this. Andrew Tate is doing some version of that. Half the people in the fucking manosphere are doing that stuff, but they all manage to make it something enduring that they're able to do consistently over the long run.
Huge in the manosphere.
But Sharp never grew as a broadcaster to the point where he was able to maybe have more moderate conversations in which he was critical of the girls but wasn't completely jumping out the window, because as soon as he got faced with a girl that didn't give a fuck about him, that was going to stand on business, he walks off his own podcast. And you've seen that happen actually like a few times. So then if you go check out some of the interviews that he's done over the last year with different girls, when he sits down with someone like Jenna Fox or Cherie DeVille, he's super fucking respectful to him. And that makes the fans think, well, why were we ever taking you serious when you were telling us how you hated OnlyFans so much or you had no respect for these girls, etc.? Why was anyone taking it serious in the first place when you now, apparently there's like two modes. There's, I'm going to scream at you and make you want to cry, or I'm going to be so fucking nice to you that nobody's going to want to watch it. Yeah. And it's like, there's got to be something in between, because like everybody, Fresh and Fit, whatever, they're all in the in-between zone. Right. They'll sit there, they'll have a conversation with a girl for an hour or 2 hours, and at some point they get to the shit they don't agree on, and then they start to grind at that and make content out of it.
So you're saying that the Lush One feedback sandwich method would have really been helpful to Sharp?
You said your semen sandwich? What are you talking about?
What is that? Y'all know about the
feedback sandwich.
Explain.
So people think that
3 dudes, Lush in the middle. That's
people think down.
No,
people think that again. People think that that I'm a yes man and I'm glazing, but what I'm really doing is getting a feedback sandwich. I'll give you say something nice, then I sneak the mean shit in the middle, then I say something nice.
Always been like that.
When do you sneak the mean shit though?
So
I don't see you sneak it all.
Critical of it. When he says the nice shit, he distracts you from the little one-liner.
No, he tried it last week with fucking Ardo Wick. It was a fail.
What was your criticism of Nardo Wick?
Yeah, why you let him say that
I
shit?
was like, what's up with his second song? Why you ain't got a second
No,
song?
no. When you were pressing me, you like, oh, you just gonna let him say that shit.
Nardo Bricc out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not him.
Nardo Bricc.
Yeah, Nardo.
Literally, though, I have about Sharp. I have questions for all of you regarding this. Like, one, throughout this whole period, did bro ever try to reach out and be like, hey, how come you're not fucking with me? Are you not fucking with me? What's the deal? I know that you said in your previous stream that you had meetings with him about redirecting his content, but other than that, in this several month period where we've been seeing Sharp visibly kind of get more and more agitated and more distant, and he's not doing the cipher and all that, were there any combos between y'all?
So we've had combos, specifically like people want to know why he didn't cipher. Let me just say this: Sharp is a liar.
God damn. God damn. God damn. Well, they say the pimp has become the hoe. Featuring Almighty Suspect. The No Jumper Show, 279. The pimp has become the hoe. That's what they on, though. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't you.
But, yeah.
And it wasn't you.
Well, he's not N-word.
He's something. He's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And that is partially why we have Almighty Suspect here today, because the cipher could have been at least a little bit more exhilarating, but apparently the issues between you guys are so intense that he wasn't even willing to rap on the same rooftop as you.
But when he goes on his streams, let him tell it there's nothing, and he just be look. This is a man. I just feel like, bro, he like a snake oil salesman. He's an excellent actor. A damn good actor. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, I don't know. He's like the kind of person that when you build a character and you just got to start believing it and you live it. Because I feel like it's a lot of holes to this man's story. Because I feel like on some real shit, right? Every time he ever told his life story, he never ever mentioned that he used to rap.
Oh, yeah.
That'd come out in real small, like, you know what I'm
saying? Which is weird because we've all seen the videos.
Yeah, we all, and it's
like, will remind you.
Your history is a little bit of a mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the whole trajectory. Your history is a little bit of a mystery. You know what I'm saying? But look, I didn't come here
Mondo's history.
You feel me? That's just how I personally feel. But look, before I got up here, I'm never gonna front. I knew exactly who he was, and his name is important in that world. You know what I'm saying?
Not just for soft life.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. And not like they was on the same thing, but he's kind of like a Karl Malone. Okay, you hear about him, like, damn, that nigga, that's the GOAT. Then you end up getting on the same team with him, and you be like, hey, this nigga really a weirdo. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know about the Karl Malone? She has a 15-year-old wife.
Karl Malone weirdo?
Yeah.
Wife, he had a baby by it.
Oh, yeah. You feel me? Not like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's just an analogy.
Like back when that shit was going on. Didn't nobody cry about it. Nobody made no type of scene about it.
It was a different time. But they ain't fucking with bro in Utah now. You feel me? Like anytime.
And I don't think they inducted him in the Hall of Fame either.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing could be more Utah than impregnating an underage girl. Like that's
it's an honor tradition for sure. But now the landscape of Utah has changed because you got Young Boy over there. It's like
Young Boy's
in prison.
No, but their whole you feel the presence, and you go out to Salt Lake, you feel the presence.
Okay.
I've been to Salt Lake before the presence, and it felt like they didn't want my presence.
Young Boy are category of human as far as the Mormons are concerned.
Especially me with the short, fucked up braids. I look way scarier when I have shorter hair.
It looked grimy in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
For some reason, I get consistently booked there. I have no idea.
Let's be real. You and Sharp have kind of been at odds for like multiple years now, because even going all the way back to the No Jumper group chat, which was like really noted for having me and T-Rel arguing every single morning in there. Me and D get into it, crazy shit. It was probably the most active group chat I might have ever been in my whole life.
Most toxic as well.
It was a wild time. And there was Sharp leaving, Almighty leaving. It was like very clear from the beginning, like, oh, okay, they're not really on the same page.
Man, like I always say, you feel me? It was just so much weird shit going on behind the scenes. Some niggas might know, some niggas might not. But you feel me? It was just a lot of weird shit. You know now. You feel me? Because I told you the majority of it. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And then that's what makes you see how much of a liar he even is more, because you know everything. I sent you receipts. You seen the whole damn near the whole timeline.
I ain't gonna put you on blast.
You feel me?
Yeah. Try not to.
And when he get up there, he still doing, no, I don't know why we got beef, and I just do. Man, that's because he know the image, right? You have to play on the fans hating me. You got to play on that. You know what I'm saying? Because he know if he getting too combative, he has to play, because for the most part, they love him. Mm-hmm. Yes or no? And he's not really too combative with men. You get what I'm saying? And then when we see when it gets a little combative with men, it doesn't really go his way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he tries to keep that image up there. He tried to keep it crystal clear and pristine, and because he know that I really know shit.
Because so many holes have been poked in his facade over the years, and I feel like you, in this video that he freaked out about, noted this, is that when you threw the paper towels at his feet.
Oh yeah, no, the paper towels thing.
That was Shakespearean. That just presented an image to the world of like, oh, okay, like you'll turn up on a bitch for damn near any minor offense, but now you've got someone who's like roughly your equal in your face, shitting on you. Because you got no energy.
To pee or not to pee? That is the question.
No, you didn't even have no good comeback. You couldn't even verbally fuck me up. You were just up there stunned. Like, I don't expect you to get up and square up, nigga, but say something. You know what I'm saying? We're on a podcast, nigga.
Yeah, his shit talking abilities went to like negative.
And you supposed to be the vet. You supposed to fuck me up.
The homie sitting there laughing did not help, man.
But I believe it was over the Drake situation, though, right?
Yeah.
So,
So you exposed the bathroom?
No, not.
CDL tickets, we'll fight it. Get the nation's most comprehensive citation coverage and access to over 7,000 top ratings.
They say the pimp has become the hoe. Yo. This pimp has become the hoe. Pimp down. Pimp in the
When a pylon starts, it's easy to hop on the pylon.
Pimp in the stress.
What do I get from that? Now he's quick. No, I don't want to talk to sit down with someone that knows about hip hop. They can have a conversation that does not mean character syndrome. That has a lot of room for growth. That has a lot of value. That's why he fuck with me.
It's really around like you can have flaws in your content. You just have to be open-minded about taking some criticism at a certain point or being able to like. And I've made it a real priority to try to not do it on camera because I don't think that's productive. But it's like you just can't like think that you're perfect, and you can't think that like there's nothing to work on. You can't be totally closed off to the idea of bringing more people on, etc. It's just like that shit is not good for anybody in the long run. Like even Joe Budden, like it's so obvious when you watch his podcast that there is a conversation going on in the background about how to make their podcast better, and you can spot it. You'll see somebody start interrupting the other person, you'll see them immediately fall back, and you'll realize that's probably the product of the fact that they've been having conversations about there being too much interrupting, which they do a 6-person show. Right. So there's way more problems with interrupting. It's hard to figure out who needs to go when, but then they do get the benefit of having that many people on camera. I'm gonna just throw out a random fucking anecdote. When we first went to Vegas with Sharp, I think me and a few other No Jumper staffers had a realization that this motherfucker might have never validated his car before. Because when we pulled up to the casino, him talking to the valet guy and trying to like figure out how to drive his whip off or anything, it was like watching someone who had just arrived at Earth for the first time. He got so frustrated that he just left. That doesn't make sense. You know, it's just like that. Here's what you do. Here's the $40 or you hand him your fucking car. What? Okay, so that was so obvious to me and a few other people that like, and we're talking about because he left. And said, how the fuck did he just leave? That's so weird. And then like I'm talking to somebody, they're kind of like, yo, he seemed like he couldn't process the idea of the valet. Somebody else brought up another example that I kind of low-key noticed, but hadn't like fully verbalized. I'm like, what about when you were sitting with him at the roulette table? Did you notice that like clearly he had never done this before? And I was like, really? I did notice that like the process of giving the dealer cash and getting some shit. I don't act like you have to know about gambling to be a reasonable person on Earth.
Yeah, they don't know jumpers. Going in on Sharp.
Narratives in that video, and hey, I'm grown up and mature enough and
Used to being in the spotlight enough that I can watch a 30-minute video, have it mostly be true, see a couple of narratives they're putting out about me that I don't agree with, like for instance the idea that I like planted AJ to go at Sharp.
Yeah.
Right. It's not true, but whatever, they're having fun, they're making a video. I'm not gonna freak out about that. He freaks out and gets the whole fucking video taken down, almost destroys this guy's channel. That guy took down like all his other videos just to be careful to make sure that his whole channel wouldn't get zapped.
I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to do that.
This channel has almost 5 million subscribers. I don't know how to do that.
That shit is lame. I think that do shit like that.
And I think that's actually a dope channel, so it's unfortunate.
I just found out when the people from the show got the other footage snatched offline, and I still don't know how they did it. I just know I got a person that knows how to do it. If I did want to do it,
that's like a reality network, right? That's like an
yeah.
TV
As far as my shit. See? Once again,
there you go. Air it out.
Once again,
since you're feeling very liberal about speaking,
that's what it is. Real comfortable with y'all. So he forgets. I feel like he just kicking it on the couch, kicking it with the homies and shit. And then he be like, "Oh shit."
But I do have a question. I do have a question for Bricc, the both sider. You feel me? Because like the
I ain't both sided. I'm short.
The south sider and the both sider.
The south sider.
They had this hard ass south side jacket. I had a layover in Chicago.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that means something else out there. But so you're pretty good friends with Sharp, right? Like during this whole process, were you kind of trying to guide him in the direction of like, hey, talk to bro?
Man, I just talked to that nigga the day before he did the video, bro. I'm telling you, he just told me, hey, bro, I'm gonna back up a little bit, but Adam did enough for me to where I ain't gonna say no crazy shit publicly. And I didn't watch the first one, but when y'all was reacting to it, I'm like, he must have went off because the way this chat is going and the way that I'm like, do I defend him? Do I do this? I'm like, oh yeah, put me in the tight spot. Fuck it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm not tripping because he is old man. And everybody knows once that courage get to going, because you told me that sober. You probably hit the cup, drunk one bottle, smoked some weed, seen the comments you didn't like, started your life right then and there. I think because it's like, go ahead.
I feel like he warranted in a lot of his opinions because even when I get into it with a nigga, I'm not biased. You feel me? I play neutral regardless of how I feel. Like, actually, fuck you. You feel me? I still play it neutral. You feel me? I feel like your opinion was warranted until you threw this nigga wife in. Yeah. Once you did that, it's like I already know how Adam feel about that kind of shit. You feel me? And when it come to niggas working in here and doing, I was like, up. Now you lost.
But you want to know what?
You probably still had leg wound. You lost the job at that moment.
Do you want to know something though? It's like I'm at that food fest, right? And I go to the Reddit, and I'm like, I'm not even watching the clips. I'm just looking at the titles to try to get an idea of what this person that texted me is talking about. And I see something like Sharp says Adam's girl has no respect for him. Blah 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 blah. And I'm just immediately like, I told you, I'm saying my bitch don't got respect for me over what? I'm pissed. Then when I actually see the clip, I'm like, oh, he's saying that my girl doesn't have respect for him, right? For Sharp, right? And then I already clarified all of this on the story or whatever. But like one thing I heard Sharp say that like really just confounded me and blew my fucking mind is that he said, of course you talk to your girl about me when you go home. You talk to your girl about things that are bothering you and that you need to get off your chest. And I'm like, holy shit. All of a sudden, he knows how a regular relationship works. He has no concept of the fact that I don't just talk about content 24/7. That we're doing content, and then I go home, and I talk about my kid, I talk about why the art is fucked up, I talk about like what we're getting work done. Like, it's a fucking normal life. Is no Jabber a controversial platform? Yes, we get it. You talk shit about everybody. We don't hold our tongues about anybody. You contribute. It's hard to get big name celebrities on your platform, even if you're squeaky clean. Look at AD&T rolling them. I'll give them credit. They have got a couple of like big names. They got the Schoolboy Q and the Danielle Ward or whatever. They got some good ones. But it's not like they're flooded with big name guests, and they're not really controversial. They're not as controversial as us, and they still have a hard time getting big ass guests because it's just hard to get big ass guests. And it's like, you're putting that on me. It's like, look at my track record. Despite being very controversial and very hated, I've done a shitload of good interviews every fucking year for like the past like 8-9 years. Going on Black Lives Matter, those two this year. Right, and it's all just like actually going out of my way to get the fucking content. The whole thing with him too is it's like he has the whole No Jumper staff at his disposal. If he wants to go do a vlog, if he wants to go to somebody's neighborhood, if he wants to go to an event, whatever, it's like it's easy for you to grab Michael early or whatever and just like make some shit happen. There's not also the security guard out church. There was a lot of that. So wasn't that a fucking concern? I'm like, okay, this is at a certain point, it's like I gotta pay extra money to send security with you just so you won't get your jewelry took. You don't wear the jewelry. You just don't wear the jewelry. You don't have ops out here. You're not like controversial like that. But yeah, if you're wearing a bunch of fucking jewels, which you guys don't necessarily know if those were what they were perceived to be. There's a lot of people out here doing fake watch busters and shit like that. Man, niggas out here got only made like there's 7 of them bitches in the world. And you one of the 7. And it's a $400,000 watch. The other one is Jay-Z. Yeah. Elon Musk and Jay-Z. I gotta take notes, bro. Niggas ball. No. Niggas ball.
Even if, all right, even if the bitch took it, right? I'm selling it.
One of the 7?
I'm selling it. I'm selling it. I'm not wearing it.
Niggas rare as shit. I gotta take this. That's a niggas to go. Yeah. Right. Let the fuck out of here. But they make sense.
The Tiffany background.
They make sense.
You know what I'm saying? People mimic. No, people mimic. People mimic watches and they're not the original watches all the time. Like a motherfucker have a regular face rollie and go put a green face in there, go put a red face in there. So you can't really knock it.
Nah,
But
that's a difference. Yeah, I'm gonna break that down. That's cap. You're still trying to save him because it's your man's. No, you can change the face of a teal. You can get a Rolex. You can go Arabic, Roman numeral. You can get a different color. You can go rainbow. You can go
Tiffany inside his watch.
You can't go Tiffany and Co. on your face.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
Impossible. They made 7.
Yeah, you got one of them.
Fuck out of here.
His bitches.
Impossible.
You got it.
Absolutely impossible. But like the thing that
I say, yeah, church.
that's a yay for me, church.
All right, bro.
You got it. The thing is though, like I was saying before, how there's certain people like Such might not care about that Tuesday show spot, but a lot of motherfuckers over here did. And I caught wind like the first time when Adam, pretty quickly after I started over here, added me to the Tuesday show. But T-Rail was good. I give respect to T-Rail for at least